What's going on, guys? August Meyer here, personal trainer out of Orange County, California. Today is a great day. I'm going to teach a lot of you, notice, some of you think you know, but you don't know, how to do bench press. So bench press, oddly enough, it's actually one of the more common lifts, and it's done wrong pretty often. So what I actually want to do here is help all of you out in understanding bar placement, how to breathe, as well as technique for lifting this so you can get the most out of your lift. On top of that, what areas you should actually work out in order to get stronger while doing this lift. If you happen to like my content, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and you know what? Tap that bell for notifications. I'm going to be dishing out a bunch of content, especially leading into this new year, just to help all of you out in all of your fitness needs. Anyways, let's get into this lift. So, to start out, when you lay down on the bench, what I teach my clients personally, as you're laying down flat, that bar should be directly over your eyes. If that bar is directly over your eyes, it's going to make it a lot easier transition to take the bar off the rack and lift it directly over your chest. Now let's talk about hand placement real quick. Your hands should actually be a little outside of your shoulders because when you come down, elbows are going to be bent, they're going to be at an angle. Anyways, you need your hand directly over that elbow. That's going to alleviate a lot of the tension on the joint, and it's going to put a lot more tension into the muscle, which is going to allow you to lift heavier and safer. Noted, heavy lifts, that's how you get that density muscle, just so you know. Anyways, you're coming down, you do not want your elbow at a 90-degree angle to your shoulder. That is way too much tension on the front delt. You're taking the tricep out of the equation. We don't want any part of that. What we want to do is just bring that elbow down to about a 45, and then you're actually going to allow your front delt to work, your pec to work, but your tricep now can actually take a lot of the load that your front delt otherwise would. So as you begin to press, that's going to actually, you're going to need to have your core tight. So before you even bring the bar down, take in a nice deep breath, hold it tight, control that bar down, and then once you tap chest, I personally like to breathe out. I know there are some out there who like to hold their breath the whole time, keep that core really tight. Those are normally powerlifters. Those are normally guys or girls lifting way heavier than your average Joe. However, I personally just can't do it. Been in athletics too much. Anything I do, it feels like an explosive movement. I breathe out. So I teach that, and it usually works out very well for all of my clients. So that's what I'm going to teach you to do. Anyways, when you're going down and up, I personally expect that bar to be in a straight line up and down from your chest. There are some people that will actually say you should raise it up and bring it back over your eyes. Personally speaking, that seems like way too much extra effort for a very simple movement. You want to get the most out of your bench press, you're going to make that bar do the least amount of work, and that's go up in a straight line and back down. But as you come down, I need that bar to also touch just at the bottom of your chest. So when it's touching the bottom of your chest, you know you have a slight arch in the back, but it's actually going to allow you to come all the way down and touch while keeping your shoulders safe and also engaging the lats so you can actually maintain bar's position as you start to go up. So when you start pushing up, it's going to actually start activating the chest. It's going to contract in as you go up. Now you did a successful lift. Now I'm going to go into actually showing you how I personally teach and do bench press. So I understand I have the whopping weight of 135 on this bar. I know what all you were thinking. You're like, oh hey, it's easy to do proper form with lightweight. I'm going to go into heavier weights just to show you no matter the weight, form stays the same. So here we go. Lay it down, set your hands. Make sure you tuck your shoulders back, keeping everything nice and tight. Lift off, get into some weight. Okay, so I just slapped on 25s each side. This is now 185. So I'm just gonna do the same thing and do 3 reps, but just notice the form. That's what I really need you to focus on. The form of the lift. Let's put a little bit more weight on, because I know some of you guys are like, 185, it's still nothing. Average Joe can do that. It's fine. I'm gonna put a little more on, so then we can keep seeing how the form stays the same. All right, now we have 225 pounds. This is your staple for the average guy at the gym who's sitting there. I'm finally lifting some weight. So I'm gonna pump out about 3 reps, see what it looks like. Focus on that form. Notice how, even with 135, I'm treating every weight the same. I know, some of you are still not believers. You're like, you know, it kind of looked like your right arm might be giving out a little bit. You might be right. However, we're gonna go a little heavier. Now we're gonna see what happens when you get in trouble. These are the do's and don'ts when it comes to struggling with a weight. Now that we have enough weight on the bar, I just threw another 50 pounds on. So last round was 225. This one is 275. I know some of you are like, wow, you're taking crazy jumps. Don't worry about it, I'll be all right. What I'm gonna do is the first rep, it's going to be a clean rep. Second rep, I'm gonna show you what happens when you're in trouble. However, what I see often, some people will raise one leg up, other people will try and do the mountain climber, just slowly getting up the ladder type thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's okay to lift your hips up as long as you're coming straight up and your press is still straight. This will make it to where you do not harm your lower back, middle back, hurt your shoulders, fall off the bed, basically turn into a meme. So let's get into this. First rep will be clean, second rep will be cheap. So as you can see there, I lifted straight up. It allowed the press to keep going. The reason why that actually helps a lot is because when you lift your hips up off the ground, you're not engaging the same part of your chest anymore. You start engaging your lower chest. So that area of your chest is nowhere as fatigued as the rest of your chest. On top of that, you still get to maintain very good body position. And that's gonna help you get the weight off you, so you can rack it up and live to be off the memes. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe for more of my content, and until next time, stay humble, push weight.